Hi, good evening, and welcome to this breaking news show, Transfer Breaking News. And for joining me is Philip and Mia on Thfc Till I Die, and Spurs Between the Lines effectively. How are you guys?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I don't know how I am after this news, but anyway, we'll see. I'll
But
go.
anyway, going across to a report on the bottom of the screen is according to reports stating Harry Kane has handed in a transfer request today on Not True. This is the full what I was given. So, Philip, do you want to read this out for us?
Yeah, according to reports stating Harry Kane has handed in a transfer request today, they are not true. A meeting has taken place between Levy and came to what can only be described as an unsatisfactory conclusion as far as both parties are concerned. It was a very tough meeting for both parties involved, as it seems Harry Kane wants to play Champions League football next season and has expressed that desire to the chairman of Spurs. Again, no transfer request has been handed in as of this moment. But
I'm
as
going
of
to
this
come off.
moment is
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
there.
I need to jump off because I'm getting news all the time. So, Philip, I'm going to leave this to you and Mia to do. So, I'm going to jump off. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay, keep us
Mia,
updated.
yeah, Mia, what do you reckon? And what do you read into that? Do you reckon it's only a matter of time before Harry hands in a request?
Do you know what? It's so difficult because there's so much conflicting reports, but this I trust. Do you know what I'm saying? And I do think he wants to play Champions League football, and it feels like maybe Levy is trying to have a bit of a grip over him and say, "We are not letting you leave." Sort of, we do not want you to leave. And I don't think that's a good idea, if I'm honest. I really don't. I don't think that Levy should be doing that personally. I think that he should really be let go if that's what he really wants.
Yeah. Well, it's looking now like this is probably the moment we've all kind of dreaded for the last 2 or 3 years. It does now look like as if Harry is like he's being professional here. He's not handing in a transfer request because that would mean certain things. I'm not sure if it's still if he would lose his percentage of the transfer fee. I'm not sure if that's still in place or not. But I don't really think he wants to sour his reputation with Spurs fans by handing in a request to get away. I think he wants the club to agree to let him go, and that everybody's a winner there, if you like. But we'll have to wait and see. But it is disappointing. The only sort of bright part to this is the fact that it's not going to another Premiership club. I mean, if he'd asked to be transferred to Manchester United now, I'd be very annoyed because if he goes to Real Madrid, all well and good, wish him well when he goes, but another Premiership club would be an absolute no because you know what would happen. He'd just come back and destroy us.
Yeah.
So
Well, the thing is as well is that Paul O'Keefe, the reporter that said this, that was a Spanish reporter who reported that Harry Kane had this meeting with them, etc., has said basically that isn't true. And now this has come out that it's not true. But I think it is only a matter of time, personally, before he gets so fed up that he is going to end up getting a bit narky and might just say, I'm going to have my transfer request in if you won't let me go because Madrid are there and they want me.
Yeah.
I understand what Kate's saying. Why is he involved in the football kit launch? Because Levy is adamant he doesn't want him to leave. Maybe that was his way,
If Harry Kane is involved in the kit launch tomorrow and then hands in a transfer request, I'd just give up. Harry Kane cannot be involved in the kit launch tomorrow if there's any doubt over his future. Because you're going to have thousands of kids over the country badgering their parents about, get me a Harry Kane with number 10 on the back. 2 weeks later, Harry Kane's gone from the club. So he cannot be involved in the kit launch if there's any doubt over his future. That's my view on it anyway, because it's very unfair to the fans. Very unfair. And this the bid is 100 million. The asking price of Levy is set. This move has been asked for by Kane's team, 80 million with 20 million in add-ons. Of course, Kane's team is headed up by his Gooner-loving brother, Charlie Kane, who is no doubt seeing pound signs in front of his eyes at the time of his commission check on this one. So
I've actually I heard this morning what I read was that we've been offered Mendy as part of the offer.
Yeah, I saw that. Which Mendy is it? There's that many of them. I hope it's not the guy that's in jail at Manchester City. No, I'm joking. Yeah. So anyway, that's the bid. And we just carry on with a few of the comments just to see what anybody has got to say about this.
Let's see what everyone's saying.
And Rob Belch is saying, I say let Harry go to Madrid with the money. Oops. Who's Dermot? Okay. He's moving them too quick before I can read them. By Kane's team, you mean Charlie getting excited behind the desk? Yeah, that's it. I feel so sorry for Kane.
Hold on, let me just bring them up.
Yeah,
It'd be easier.
they move too quickly there. Kate Boxall says, I feel so sorry for Kane. He's been tied to a chair in Levy's basement. Yeah.
What you mean, Romero style? That's what we call it.
Yeah. Well, Romero's in Mia's basement, but I don't hear him complaining too much. Anyway, Swim Master saying Kane wants Shearer's record, so I can't see him going abroad. Well, that's another thing, That's another thing. But
I don't think that's true because, right, okay, let's weigh it up. Having a record that could be broken again or actual trophies. What is he going to tell his grandchildren if that one gets surpassed, his one gets surpassed after he breaks it? He can tell his grandchildren, I once upon a time broke a record that got taken over. When he goes to Madrid, I've won this trophy and this trophy. I don't think.
Oh, that's true. I think trophies probably. He's got every record but one now. I suppose he can pass on that one.
Yeah.
And then this is my comment again from Kate. Why is he so involved with the kit launch then? Well, time will tell tomorrow. My worry is a lot of these kit launch videos would have been pre-recorded some time ago. And what's going to happen? Are they going to allow them to be released given what's happening at the moment? This could be another PR disaster for Tottenham if they get this wrong. It really could.
Yeah.
So anyway, Andrew Gregory saying Harry Kane has carried the club for 4 years and deserves so much better. Well, he does, of course, but we're still reluctant to see him go, though. Even though he has been our best player for the last number of years. And Carl Simpson saying we all want to play Champions League football, Harry. You're not the only one. Well, that's true, but there's very few people actually get to do it, And this is from Kate again. Harry Kane is going to officially ask Tottenham this week for a transfer request as a gesture to put pressure on the owner of Spurs to negotiate with Real Madrid. Well, from what I can read, the relationship between Real Madrid and Spurs isn't particularly good at the moment. And I don't think any club wants to go into negotiations with Daniel Levy because they're going to need a headache powder after they finish with him. So, I don't know what is going to happen. I hope Harry wouldn't ask for a transfer because that's going to sully the whole thing. I'd rather there was a gentleman's agreement agreed that he can go if the right price is coming in. But one thing, I would say to Madrid, see this 20 million a year for 5 years job. We want the 100 million up front, and that's it. Or else there's no deal. Play hardball with them. Because as far as I can see, Real Madrid, unless they've got refinanced completely, just don't have the money for that type of deal. It's just they're maxing out the credit card just to buy Harry Kane, But anyway, Rob is saying, one thing is for sure, if any player, including Kane, doesn't want to be at the club, Ange will let him go. Yeah, well, that's very true.
That is true.
Ange just come into the previous club and gutted it. If he doesn't see a player, if he sees a player that doesn't have the right attitude or the right commitment to the club, he might as well pack his bags and go. And no exceptions.
Exactly.
So it's a very good point.
Exceptions.
It's a very good point. And Kate again, I don't think he's going anywhere. We will see. Well, we'll see. It's we're getting towards the moment we've dreaded for a while. I think. I'm afraid. It's. And then again, they got Levy might put such stringent conditions on the move as Real Madrid. They might say no, we're not going ahead with it. That may happen, but we'll have to wait and see. And Kate Boxall's again. That was a reporter on Twitter, so probably was. Yeah. There's a lot of that at the moment now, to be honest. Carl Simpson, we do what is right for the club, and excuse my French, I don't give a shit what the player wants. But at the end of the day, no player is bigger than the club. The club, like I keep quoting this thing from Hamlet or Macbeth or whatever it was. The king is dead, Harry Kane. Long live the king, whoever comes after him. We've lost Jimmy Greaves over the years. We've lost Gareth Bale. We've lost Modric. We're still there, and in fact, if anything, we got better after Bale and Modric left. So let's be positive about this.
Kate makes a very good point here. Let's remember Bale was actively involved in the kit launch and then left Madrid.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, possibly. If that's the case, and fair dues. But I mean, I think it's irresponsible of the club. A player that's going to be playing for us next season should be involved in the kit launch. It should be Sonny or Bentancur or Richarlison or someone like that. But to have a player that's possibly leaving in a couple of weeks, flogging shirts, it's not good. It's not good.
No, I agree. Lisa here saying if they can afford 103 for Bellingham, I'd say their striker needs is greater than a midfield at the minute. Hold out for 125. Interesting.
Yeah, Bellingham is gone. And if they add Kane to Bellingham, that's 200 million minimum. They're lashing out. And it's it's some big money. Like compared to the financial state the Spanish clubs find themselves in. And Barcelona are another one. I see this Lionel Messi thing, just to diverse slightly. Lionel Messi is going to Inter Miami because Barcelona can't register him. Same problem as they had last season. They couldn't register players until such thing as they couldn't register such things as players because until they sold players. And the same thing has happened this season. So that's why I thought Messi was going to Miami to be loaned to Barcelona. That is not the case. He's going into Miami, and Barcelona now, they got on their face because of their financial situation. So there you are.
Mr. AE says, good at Spurs Food Lines, hi Mia, hi again, Philip. Good evening to you. I hope you're well.
How are you? And Jim Boxall saying, I do not understand why Levy will not let him go. If that's what he wants, let him go. Best all around. Yeah, that's could well be. You know,
also it's best for the club because it's better that we get the money back for him. That's the way I kind of see it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as every penny of that transfer fee goes back into the players to replace him.
Yeah.
You don't want it going into paying ENIC shareholders a big dividend. Oh, this is great. We're getting 100 million for Harry Kane. How much?
I know, but they don't take dividends out, do they?
No, the board don't. But the shareholders in ENIC are an investment company. They have clients, and they're the ones that take the profits. So and this money should be staying in the club. And Rob is saying again, when Kane leaves, there will still be THFC will still be there.
Of course,
will still be there. They will be there. And I mean, we've won the new beginnings under Ange. And I know Ange doesn't take over until the 1st of July, but you can be sure he's sitting there on his sunbed in wherever he is at the minute, and he's got folios and dossiers and all the Spurs players, and he's making up his mind who stays and who goes. So I think in the next 10 days and 2 weeks, we're going to see an awful lot of changes arriving at Tottenham.
Agreed. And he's quite savage, I've heard. He's quite savage with his decision making. He's not backwards and coming forwards at all.
Absolutely. He is. And he's. I think we've got a good man here. I know people wanted Nagelsmann and wanted Slot and whatever, but I think we've got a guy here who has proven he can go into a team that's on its uppers, basically, which he did with Celtic 2 years ago. And look what he did with them. He won 5 out of 6 trophies. And he's still kicking himself why it wasn't 6 out of 6. So that's the type of manager we want. A manager that comes in, hits the ground running, and starts kicking ass. Basically.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't know if he's put his... Carlson's saying exactly, Bob.
Just carry on here with any more comments. I think that's all the comments, isn't it?
No, there's a few more. Let me go to this to Jacob. The kit launch thing is either here nor there. Is our player right now, so we'll market merch with his face on until he's no longer ours, regardless of the transfer talks.
Yeah, I just can't get my head around that. I think it's very unfair on kids that idolise Harry Kane, want to buy his shirt and will buy his shirt, and then he's gone. I'm a bit old-fashioned there, but I just feel, it should be a player that's going to be at the club next season who does that. I know Bale might have done it in the past, but this is now not Ben.
Well, here's something else we've got here. Apparently, Ange has caught wind of this meeting, is less than happy with the situation. He will have a meeting with Levy once he's back from his holidays.
Oh, Jesus, don't tell me there's a row in the camp already.
But is Ange unhappy with Levy or unhappy with Kane, maybe? We don't know. That's obviously...
I would say Ange was told by Levy that Levy would not let Kane leave Tottenham. I'd say that was part of the deal.
Maybe.
And now there's a meeting taking place and he's worrying what the hell's going on. So it could be a short holiday. He might be back tomorrow.
Yeah, that's not good. I don't get a good feeling about that.
I don't like the sound of that.
I don't like that, mate. No,
if Levy has said one thing and does another, that's not a good. That's an absolutely terrible start. We can only hope that all he wants is clarification of what was said, and that that it can be amicably resolved, you know. But obviously he's going to get wind of the meeting. The walls have ears. He will hear about this meeting, you know. Oh dear, dear, dear,
Yeah.
dear. The joys of
Let
being a
us know what
Tottenham
you
fan.
think, guys, about. Let us know what you think about the Ange thing as well, guys. Be interesting to hear what you guys think about it. But I was even on the front of the FIFA game in Spurs kit, and then went to Madrid, and the cover was changed.
Right, okay. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Swim Master saying it would not be possible to give Kane and the club a 1-year extension. If some saying no top 4 this season, okay, let him go. If Kane only has interest in Champions League, surely he can miss just 1 year.
Yeah,
I don't know if
true.
he's willing to compromise though, Swim Master. That's the problem, isn't it? It's whether he would be willing to do that compromise.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I think, you know, Carrie, like, he always struck me as being his own man, but when he's got his brother whispering in his ear in the background, you know, and like, another thing too, like, his wife is fairly heavily pregnant. Not a great time to be moving out to Madrid with 3 young kids and another one on the way, you know.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm sure Real
Yes.
Madrid will fix him up with some palatial mansion down in Madrid, and there'll be all things taken care of. But Kane strikes me as very much a family man, so hopefully his family will have some say, apart from Charlie Kane, of course, in what he does.
Yeah.
And Big Mary W saying, "Let's Kane go. Enough is enough. Cash in." Well, there you are. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's becoming a more forceful argument now as time goes on. And foreign teams aren't subject to financial fair play. It seems neither the British ones. If you take Manchester City as a case in point, they have 115 cases of financial fair play to irregularities to answer for, and I guarantee you they'll not be found guilty on one of them. They'll get off of it, or they might be found guilty and then appeal it and get it chucked out. And Lisa is saying he also gets a stake in Inter Miami as part of the deal. Oh, very good. Yeah, no, I'll tell you, he'd want something, because I don't think the American teams can pay the wages he was on offer in Saudi. Like, what was he on, a billion a season?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Mad. We've got a question here. How do you want West Ham to get on tonight? I think that's a pretty easy question.
I want them to get beat 6-0, at least. I
Hope
hear
they get
the fans have
smashed.
half wrecked the centre of Prague today. So great advertisement for British football, isn't it? You know, but you can't let people like that out. I mean, these do not know how to behave. You know. Anyway, this is another one. Ellie's saying, "Hi, Ellie. Greaves, Hoddle, Modric, Berbatov, Sheringham, Van der Vaart, Klinsmann all went, and we survived." Yeah, of course we did. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, and Miami, in Miami, Spanish is almost, if not more, prevalent than English. Easier transition. Very true. I mean,
That's
Miami is
interesting.
very
That is
different
true.
than Madrid, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, that is really true.
As long as that idiot of a governor, what you call him, Ron DeSantis, doesn't put some levy on foreign footballers coming in. He doesn't like foreigners coming into the country, you know. Anyway, Jim Boxall is saying, "Let Kane go now. Give the money to Angie, and Angie we trust." I think that kind of sums up most people's feelings at the minute. They're kind of getting sick of it. Will he stay? Will he go? You know, just make a decision and get on with it. Next season isn't that far away. We don't want this indecision hanging over us for weeks. You know, let's get it. If he's going, let him go, and let's get a replacement in. You know, or tell Richarlison to actually play a bit of football next season.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. Terry here saying, for the past 4 seasons, Kane has been the heartbeat of the club.
Yes,
I don't doubt that, but sometimes it's time, isn't it? It's the time to be a part. It's time to, like they say, don't they? The things, if you love them the most, you let them go, right?
That's true.
So,
that's true.
there
That's
you go.
true. I mean, it's you know, it's parting is sweet sorrow, but it will be very hard to see him go. But as I say, I'm not too concerned. I'm not too unhappy he's going to a foreign club. If he's going to Premiership thing, I'd be gutted. I think most people would, you know. So and
this is one's
Kate
for you.
Boxall said, "Philip, just pulling this out here. You're putting this out here. Bloody legend." Oh Jesus! Thanks, Kate. Oh no, I'm anything but. I feel so passionate about the club. Sometimes I might go over the top a bit, but you know, when you're supporting the Spurs for as long as I've been, Jesus, we can do with a bit of good news now and again. An audio artisan is saying, "I can see Messi going off the rails in Miami. The standard will be so low, and you'd be like playing against school kids." That's true. Yeah. Mind you, it wouldn't have been much better in Saudi Arabia, really. you know. So
No.
let's face it, the guy is in his retirement years now. He's in his build up the pension fund routine now. He can turn up and play with one leg tied behind the other, and he'll still be better than the rest of them.
Yeah.
And let's see now.
Jacob here saying they marketed Romero number 4 for weeks, and he changed his number right before the presentation. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. But I suppose that's a half and
Pre-season,
half thing. At least he was still at the club, you know.
Yeah. And he changed it to my lucky number. So not only is he my man, he wears my number as well.
But has he got your phone number? Has he got your phone number?
He doesn't need it. He's in my basement, doesn't he? So he don't need that.
That's true. And Kate saying, Ange on his sunbed raging and smashing up the pool park. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
God.
Oh dear.
He'd probably be smashing some plates, that's for sure, Kate.
Oh, well, the Greeks would, yeah. The Greeks would. Yeah, well. Oh, that's interesting now, what's going to happen there. I hope to God now we haven't ruined his, sort of spoiled the honeymoon. The honeymoon's over already, it hasn't even started. If that's the case, there's going to be a row between them, you know. And Carl is saying, Spurs always capable of one great news and then straight after some rubbish mood. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's it.
News, yeah.
They don't let you stay up very long. You bring you down to earth again very quickly. And fixtures revealed next week. First game predictions. Liverpool, big up, by the way. Thanks. That's Taku, baby. Yeah, the fixtures are out next week already, you know. So
mad.
You know, I think we're going to get Luton away in the first match. That's just this feeling is going to be Luton away. It's in the little ground, you know. But anyway, folks, I think that's it. That's all we can say about what's the latest position. Harry Kane is on the verge, it looks like, of handing in a transfer request, or else getting an agreement to let him leave the club. Ange has just got wind of this meeting and is now, as we speak, probably throwing things at the nearest waiter at his hotel. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Well, Carl's just put in here quickly before we go, is apparently Ange isn't even sure he wants Kane anyway. So that's what I'm hoping. It isn't to do with that. That it is that he's more maybe because Kane's messing about, maybe.
Well, maybe if what Carl says is right there, I did read that Ange may not think Kane can suit his style of football, right? And if that's the case there, he is probably, as you say, he's probably more angry at Kane rocking the boat. And this could be an opportunity. If Ange doesn't fancy him, then he hasn't got to go through the motions. It'll be done for him by Levy by saying, yes, you can go. So it's interesting now. It's going to be an interesting few days.
We can't be happy for long, can we? We really can't.
24 hours, maybe. No, 30 hours, I'd say. 30 hours. You know?
Yay, thanks, Spurs.
Exactly. Anyway, let's hope we all become Fiorentina fans for the night now, and that West Ham come home with nothing tomorrow, and except maybe a few summonses for breaking up that pub in Prague that they did. Mia, thanks a million for stepping in there and co-hosting there, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. And listen, we'll be back on tomorrow, I think at 4:00. You're on in the morning, Mia. You just plug your program there.
Oh, actually, I'm not on tomorrow morning because it's the wrong day. However, I have done a live. So if you haven't watched it from today, please go over to Spurs Between the Lines, subscribe and give that a watch, and also all my other content, because I have done a lot of content, it feels like, lately. So there's plenty for you to consume. So if you could go over, watch all of it. And like it, and if you haven't subscribed, then give your head a wobble, go over and subscribe.
Yeah, get over to it. It's a great wee channel. She really made so much work on it. There's so much work for us here as well.
And I'm actually not that far from 500. I'm actually 35 away from 500.
So get over there and subscribe. Let's see, can we get me up to 500 by the time Ange takes over officially?
Yeah,
1st of July, right?
That would be really nice.
And thanks for everybody for coming in on this. And again, if anything more breaks, of course, you know where you'll hear it. You'll hear it here first. And
Ellie shows in the morning. Ellie shows in the morning.
Ellie's on the morning. Sorry, yes, pardon, Ellie. Yeah, Ellie's ladies football show is on tomorrow.
10:30.
And then we'll be back 10:30. We'll be back at 4 p.m. for the tomorrow's watch along. Oh, not watch along. God, my head. I think I need to give my head a wobble here. News round tomorrow when there might be an update on this story, and we'll see where we go from there. So until then, thanks again for tuning in, everybody, and In Ange we trust. Come on, you Spurs. And isn't it lovely to be a Spurs fan?
Great.